back to another episode of the BJack 70 Show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and you know what it is. It's another Friday, another episode of Brandon's Bets, another episode where I give you winners if you want to take them or not. That's up to you. That's your business if you take them or not, but we making money over here. I'm 34, 20, and 21 through 11 weeks giving you five more good ones. And we just gonna keep the party going. We're gonna keep the party going. But before I get into the bets, just want to say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend to tell a friend. BJack70, better than your favorite better. Join the club, join the program, jump on the bandwagon. Just hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button and you're part of the family. Part of the family. So, with that being said, let's get straight into these five bets for this week. Let's get right into it. First off, I can't quit him. I can't quit him. I'm not gonna pick against him. I keep picking them minus 3.5. I got the Chiefs at home versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Chiefs can't lose. They can't lose. They're 5-5. If they want to make the playoffs, they got to go on a run. They got to go on a serious run. And I know that sounds crazy for to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs like this, that they need to go on a run, that they can't lose any games, but it's true. They don't really have any wiggle room. They got five losses already. They're gonna lose the tiebreaker to if Buffalo falls down, Jacksonville stays where they're at. They're gonna lose these tiebreakers. They need to pick up wins and they need to gain some traction in the standings. Um, and this is the beginnings of doing that. They got the Colts this week. They got the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. These are two winnable games for this Kansas City Chiefs team. This offense needs to get back on track, and that's on Patrick Mahomes. That's on Andy Reid. I think Isaiah Pacheco is coming back this week. They have to run the ball. They have to run the football. They got to run the football on one side, and on the other side, they got to figure out what to do with Jonathan Taylor. I know Jonathan Taylor has run through everybody else this season, but the Chiefs got to figure out a way to at least not let him into the end zone 3 or 4 times. They got to figure out how to keep him out. They can't have him Shawn Michaels into the end zone in Kansas City. It's gonna be a long day for them if they do that. You know, I keep saying it. I keep coming on here every week. I keep talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and something's gonna have to give eventually. If they, I'm gonna go out on the limb. If they don't win, if they don't cover this minus 3.5 this week against the Colts, I will not bet the Chiefs again during the regular season. I'm going to make that proclamation on here right now. If they don't cover this weekend, I'm not going to bet on them for the rest of the regular season. When the playoffs come, I can't make any promises, but for the regular season, if they don't cover this week, I'm out. I'm out. Is that fair? Does that seem fair to everybody? Seem good? Okay. All right. Well, as long as we're in agreement. But yeah, I got the Chiefs minus 3.5 versus the Colts. Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones, whatever you want to call him, popped up on the injury report on Thursday. I'm assuming that he'll be okay, but you never know. You never know. But yeah, that's that one. Next up, I'm picking a blowout. Got the Lions minus 10.5 versus the New York Giants. Jackson Dart coming back off a concussion. Lions coming back after a loss. You know, the Lions come back after a loss. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but I feel like coming back after a loss under Dan Campbell with Jared Goff, I think they're going to do pretty well. Against a bad team, this might be one of those you look up, you check the score because you're not watching this game live. You check the score. The Lions have 36 points in the third quarter. This could be one of those weeks. And I think it will be. You know, Jackson Dart coming back off the concussion. Um, this what does this Giants team really have to play for other than pride? Not a lot. Not really anything. No coach. No playoff hopes. You know, you just playing to put film out there. There's no, you know, nothing really to drive home. But I'm just looking at this Lions team. You know, they got something to prove coming off this Eagles loss. They got stopped. Excuse me, they got stopped on fourth down 6 times against the Eagles last Monday or Sunday. Excuse me. They're gonna come like they're gonna come out and establish the run, establish their will on this New York Giants team. I don't care who they have on the D line. They don't care. They got Penny Sewell, Taylor Decker. You know, Lions do what they do on offense. Lions do what they do on the offensive line. I'm expecting the whole Detroit Lions experience this Sunday. The trick plays, running the ball, Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery scoring a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring a touchdown. J-Mo Bomb. I'm expecting all of that. So minus 10.5. I usually don't come on here and, you know, mess around with double digit spreads, but I'm rocking with the Lions. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good about that one too. So it, you know, if I'm picking a double digit spread, you know that I feel really good about it, and I feel really good about this one. Got the Browns plus 3.5 at the Las Vegas Raiders. Do I need analysis? Do I need to say anything else? I feel like this is all the analysis that this game needs. It's Shedeur's first start. First time he's going through the week with, you know, with a game plan, you know, with all the coaching, with all the attention paid to him during the week. Going against a Las Vegas Raiders team that's not very good. They've lost some games. They haven't played well at all. Max Crosby popped up on the injury report on Thursday. You know, for the Cleveland Browns' sake, I'm hoping Max Crosby doesn't play, but I'm really not holding out, you know, holding my breath. He probably will play. Um and that's going to be an issue for them because, you know, Cleveland Browns have the worst offensive tackles in America. And, you know, I keep saying in America because NFL, college football, high school, CYO, Canadian, flag football, the worst tackles in America. And I mean that. So they're going to have to deal with Max Crosby. They're going to have to formulate a plan for dealing with Max Crosby. Somebody got a chip, and Joku got a chip. Jerome Ford got a chip. Judkins got a chip. Harold Fanning got a chip. They all got a chip. They all got to figure out how to slow down that big white boy coming off the edge. That boy's a problem. He's the real deal. They got to figure something out. Just how Miles. They got to figure out how to stop Miles Garrett and keep Miles Garrett from getting 6 sacks on the other side. They got to figure out how to stop Max Crosby from doing it on their side. And nobody on this Raiders team, strikes fear into my heart besides Max Crosby. So I'm hoping that they can come up with a plan, get some double teams, maybe get some triple teams, keep him in check, keep him away from the backfield, give Shedeur some time. And I think if he has time, he'll be able to make some plays. We know he wants to throw the ball down the field. We know he wants to extend plays, throw the ball down the field, and, pick up chunk plays. We know that's his tendency. We know he wants to do that. You know, at this point, it feels like you can't coach it out of him. So tr- do what you can to help him do it. Help him have success doing it. Um, as somebody that's a Shador Sanders fan, I'm nervous. I'm excited for the game. I'm nervous for the game. I can't wait to see what happens. If there was going to be a team on the schedule to play for Shador to get his first start to have success against, it would be the Raiders at this point. Um, so it's put up or shut up time. It's put up or shut up time. You know, you think you're the man. You feel like you're the man. Go out there and prove it. I believe in you. There's a lot of people, in Cleveland, on the internet, on Twitter. There's a lot of people that believe in you. But there's an equal amount of people on the other side waiting for you to fail, to fall on your face. They're waiting to talk about you negatively. They love nothing more. If you want to know, go to my TikTok, go on my comments, and see how they feel about Shador Sanders. They couldn't wait to get in my comments and talk shit about Shador Sanders against the Baltimore Ravens, which, he deserved. He didn't play well. He played bad. It was ugly, it's not what you want to see. So he earned that, but they can't wait to talk that shit about you again. There's people that already got the drafts. The drafts are already ready. They did it on Wednesday. They made videos, they typed tweets, it's waiting in the drafts. And as soon as a turnover, a fumble, sack, something, some crazy, embarrassing play, they're ready. They are ready. And I don't want to see it happen. A lot of us don't want to see it happen. I'm a Shador fan. I'm hoping he's successful. There are some, reasonable Browns fans. They don't care who the quarterback is. They just want a quarterback to succeed on the team. So you have that going for you. You have your fans going for you. It's in Vegas. Is way closer to Colorado than Cleveland is. So you might have some Buffs fans in the stadium cheering you on. You know, I'm I'm sure Bucky's gonna be there. I'm sure Shiloh probably gonna be there. We'll see. If Coach Prime pulls up in the crowd, you're gonna have support. You're gonna have support. Um, you just got to go out there and execute. And I believe in you. I know you can do it. Um, a lot of people don't, but we're not worried about that. We're not worried about them. So get it done, 12. Next up, I went against them last week. I'm not doing it again. I got the Eagles minus 3.5 at the Cowboys. This team can't lose. They can't lose no matter what's going on, how ugly it looks, no matter how much bulletin board material AJ Brown gives, against his own team and teammates. Doesn't matter. Um, this Eagles team keeps finding ways to win, and I think somebody's gonna have a big game on offense. It's probably not gonna be AJ Brown. It could be AJ Brown, but it's probably not going to be. I imagine, we see a couple Smitty touchdowns, long Saquon Barkley touchdown, maybe two Jalen Hurts tush push touchdowns. Any sorry, I'm watching, the Thursday night game is on right now as I'm recording. Josh Allen is trying to lead a comeback. It's 4th and 1 right now. Let's see what happens real quick. Hopefully Texas don't call a timeout. Oh damn, Dion Dawkins false start. Whatever. Um, yeah, like I was saying, somebody's going off for the Eagles. Cowboys offense, very good. CD Lamb, very good. George Pickens, very good. Dak Prescott, still good. Um, but I think the Eagles cover. I think the Eagles win. They cover. I don't think it's gonna be like a crazy back and forth game. I don't think we're gonna get a game like Cowboys played against Green Bay. This Philly defense is the real deal. Josh Allen, 4th down, threw it up and picked. Damn, that's game. Oh, pass interference? Oh, offense. Oh no. Wow. Okay. Wow. What an interesting turn of events. I almost had recorded this episode early and almost put the Bills on Brandon's bets, but thank goodness I didn't. Thank goodness I didn't. Anyway, sorry. My apologies, for getting distracted. But it's the case when you're recording during football games. But anyway, got the Eagles minus 3.5. It's not going to be a crazy high scoring game like when the Cowboys played the Packers. It's not going to be anything like that. Could be high scoring on the Eagles side. Cowboys offense is too good to get shut down. I could see this 27, 27, 20, 21, 28, 24, or something like that. Nothing too crazy, but I think the Eagles do go ahead and cover this one. And last but not least, huge Sunday night football matchup. And I'm going to take the Buccaneers plus 6.5 at the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams are on fire, playing really well, extremely well right now. But, they almost lost to the Seahawks last week. And I think, like I told y'all last week, I told y'all fired up Baker Mayfield in the press conference was going to do too much, was going to get out of his element, and go ahead and lose that game. They lost that game to the Bills. Bills covered, like I thought. This week, The week after, that hype up week, I think he's going to come back down to earth, get this offense back on track. We don't know, as I record this, don't know if Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin are going to play, but they're getting healthy. If they do play, great. If they don't, they're used to it, but they're getting closer to getting healthy. I think Baker gets back on track. I think Ibuka gets back on track. Um, this one I kind of feel like could very easily be high scoring. I know the Rams have a great defense. I know all of that. The Bucks offensive line is forming into shape. They're playing well as of late, but looking at this game, I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be close. Probably come down to a field goal either way, 2-point conversion either way, and that's within this 6.5. I really don't know what Vegas is seeing, what FanDuel is seeing with 6.5 for the Rams. Um, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna take this Bucks plus 6.5. I think it opened even shorter than this. I think it was plus 5.5. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're seeing something I'm not seeing, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take this 6.5 and I'm gonna run to the bank with it. So that's it for this week's Brandon's bets. Got the Chiefs minus 3.5, Lions minus 10.5, Browns plus 3.5, Eagles minus 3.5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 6.5. Another great week, 5-0 week. But before I get out of here, just want to let you guys know, talk about it for a couple quick seconds. Joe Burrow, Joseph Burrow, what's going on, my guy? Um, is he starting on Sunday? By the time you watch this, it might have already come out. Zach Taylor might have announced it. But as I record right now, on Thursday, Joe Burrow practiced earlier today in full, took 100% of the reps with the starters. That sounds like he's going to play on Sunday. Um, that's interesting. That's interesting. I kind of hope he does. Kind of hope he does because I want to see Joe Burrow play. I want to see that offense with him in it, even though Joe Flacco played pretty good football while Joe Burrow was out. Jake Browning stunk it up, but Flacco played well. But want to see Joe Burrow back in there. No Jamar Chase this week because of suspension. He deserves that. You spit on somebody, you deserve to get suspended. You deserve to get your ass beat, but you also deserve to get suspended. And then Thursday night, this guarantees no matter even if he doesn't play on Sunday, this guarantees Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, 8 o'clock prime time. We getting Burrow versus Lamar Jackson, and those games are always bangers, always crazy, always high scoring, always fun to watch, always entertaining. Looking forward to that. But that's week 13. We're in week 12. We'll see if he plays on Sunday. I hope he does. Want to see it. Want to see him on the field. Always want to see, the best players play, best players healthy, stay healthy, and, perform to the best of their ability. So, hoping for that. But that is another episode, Brandon's Bets. Good luck to you. Hope you're tailing. Hoping you're following. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. I appreciate you being here. Tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm better than your favorite better. And we will see you. If depends on the Browns. Depends on the Browns when I see you next. If it's really good, I might see you Sunday night. If it's really good, I might see you Sunday night. If not, if it's anything other than really good, we're gonna take some time. We're gonna decompress and we'll see you Tuesday. But appreciate you being here and until the next one. See you.